Happy Tuesday, my friends. It is July the 2nd, 2024. We have a few best bets on the way, MLB action and WNBA. Let's get into it. This is the Free 3. What's up, guys? Your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we're just trying to get to the bag together and we're just trying to make some money. Now, yesterday we had a break-even day to start off the month. 1-1 on the day as we were able to cash in on the Mets money line. They came back late, hit a 3-run home run in the top of the 10th, and then they just took off with it there, scoring a total of 9 runs there. That was a crazy 6-run explosion there at the top of the 10th to get us the win there against the Nationals. We did lose on the Portugal-Slovenia corners as it actually did hit, but it went into extra time, so we ended up losing that bet. And then Diana Taurasi ended up getting the night off yesterday. I did have a worry and concern about that happening when I put out the pick, but I was like, oh, maybe she will play, but she did miss the game with back soreness. But we did pivot and take Brittany Griner instead inside the Discord group. So hopefully you guys were there for that, and we did cash in on it. So 1-1 on the day officially on the channel, but if you were in the Discord group, then you got that Brittany Griner and her play. And then we also told you to take Uruguay as well. They beat the USA soccer team, and they end up getting eliminated from the Copa America. So a few other leans that I gave you guys here on the channel yesterday that would have made you some money. So overall, not a bad start to the month of July. You can see our record right here. And let's dive into these winners for today, because I do have 3 picks on the way, 2 in the MLB, 1 in the WNBA. If you have been liking these videos and if you're with us all summer long, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, because we're going to be dropping videos every single day here on the channel to make sure that we can help you guys beat the sports books, and let's do that together. All right, let's do it. Now let's dive into these winners for today. All right, first best bet of the day. No surprise, I'm not going to switch it up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're going to run it back, and we're going to take the Mets again. We're going to take them on the money line, but this time we're not getting as good of odds values, so we are going to have to pay for it a little bit here. Minus 132 on FanDuel, and I just really like the Mets here. They've been hot team thus far in baseball, but the reason why we've been backing the Mets so often recently is because they're the #1 team in baseball against left-handed pitching. In isolated power, in WRC+, this team absolutely is crushing left-handed pitching. And guess what? Now the Nationals are sending DJ Hurts to the mound, who's a left-handed pitcher. And the rookie, he's been decent this year, but he's shown signs that he can get banged up, like in his last start against the Padres, where he went 3 1/3 innings. He gave up 6 hits and 4 earned runs and 1 home run. In his start before that against the Rockies at Coors Field, we know that's a tough place to play, but 3 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs that he gave up to go with 3 home runs. He actually faced this Mets team back on June the 4th. He gave up 7 hits in that matchup to go with 4 earned runs, 4 innings he pitched, and 1 home run, and that was a 6-3 loss for the Nationals. So for me, I'm not going to overthink this. The way that the Mets have been crushing left-handed pitching, I'm just not fading it. If you even look at their team total over 4.5, it's at minus 145, so it's really juiced right now. And the Mets are sending Sean Manaea to the mound, and he could be inconsistent at times, but overall he's been decent. 5-3 in the year, 3.89 ERA, and he's coming off a start against the New York Yankees, a really strong lineup, and he went 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs given up, and he would have probably went deeper if he didn't have the 5 walks. So if Manaea can be able to keep 3 base runners off the pads, I think the Mets will win this game. You could also take a look at their team total. Left-handed pitching has been the sweet spot for this Mets offense, and that's really what's led to their resurgence this past month. #1 team in baseball when it comes to that stat. I'm going to keep riding with it. Mets on the money line as our first pick of the day. For our second best bet of the day, speaking of teams that have absolutely been crushing pitching, that has been what the Milwaukee Brewers have been able to do to right-handed pitching. Actually top 3 over the last 30 days in WRC+ and batting average against right-handed pitching. And today they are taking on a right-handed pitcher and Ryan Feltner, who's just not that good. So I'm going to take the Brewers, but I'm going to isolate this to their team total over 2.5 in the first 5, minus 130. Now this is a game that has a high total. It's at over 11 right now on certain books, and it's juiced at minus 120 at that number 2. So if you want to get like to 10.5, you're going to have to pay like minus 145 for it, but it's rightfully so. We have 2 pitchers in this matchup who give up a ton of runs. First going for the Brewers is Dallas Keuchel. If that name sounds familiar, yes, he's the former Cy Young Award winner, but now he's 36 years old and he still finds himself in the majors. We actually faded him his last time out against the Texas Rangers, and it was a good thing that we did because he gave up 5 earned runs and 8 hits and 4 innings of work to go with 2 home runs. But Ryan Feltner on the other side, he's not really good for the Rockies. He's coming off a 5 straight starts where he's given up at least 4 runs. Yeah, 5 straight starts, at least 4 runs given up. And that's to go with a 5.82 ERA, and he's 1-7 on the year. So if you want to sprinkle some on the Brewers on the money line, be my guest. But I just really can't get to the window there with Dallas Keuchel. I'm expecting a lot of runs to be scored in this game just because I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair, and both pitchers are not that good, and we're at Coors Field. You guys know that's a hitter-friendly ballpark. When you look at the fact that Ryan Felter has allowed a league-high 66 runs this season, and also, like I mentioned, 4 or more earned runs in 5 of his last 6 starts at Coors Field. He's actually gone over this total in 3 or more earned runs in the first 5 innings in 4 of the last 6 starts, and the Brewers have gotten more than 3 runs in 5 straight starts. All the numbers are telling me to take the Brewers on the first 5 here. Don't overthink it. Over 2.5 runs is a little bit high typically, but not at Coors Field. The Brewers should be able to score a few runs here. Give me that team total as our second best bet of the day. Now, our third and final pick of the day will be in the WNBA, and then we've got 4 games in the association. So if you do want a few added WNBA plays, click the link in the description, join the free Discord group, as I will for sure have a WNBA play and probably a Euro 2024 play as well. But what I'm going to go with is the veteran here, Tina Charles, and I'm going over 14.5 points, minus 140 odds. Now, DraftKings is the only book that has this line right now. PrizePicks has the 15 line, so I'm assuming you can get 15.5 once the books really all come out with the line at a much better value, and I will lay the 15.5. But for the sake of the video for right now, we're going to lay the 14.5. Now, Tina Charles and the Dream are taking on the Sky today, and this should be a really good matchup. I actually lean towards the under in this matchup, as both of these teams can get a little bit physical, but we like the way that the Sky have been playing of late. That's why they find themselves at 6-11. Angel Reese, she just broke that WNBA record for the most double-doubles in consecutive games, but now they have to face a veteran presence like Tina Charles, and this is somebody who's been in the WNBA for quite some time, and she could be able to take advantage of the young front court that the Chicago Sky have. Keep in mind, they've got Angel Reese at the 4, they got Cardozo at the 5, both of those are rookies, and now they have to face a star like Tina Charles who can get a bucket at any time, and only 15, 16 points. That's not really asking so much when you really consider the form that she's been in. Let me tell you guys real quickly the form that she's been in. In her last start against the Liberty, she scored 16 points, her line was 14.5. In her start before that against the Connecticut Sun, she scored 14 points. Her line was 14.5, so we lost on the hook there. But before that, 19 points, 24 points, 14 points, 20 points. And that was her going over each one of those lines. So she's gone over her lines in 5 of the last 6 games, including a streak of 4 straight. So that's the type of form that Tina Charles is in right now from an offensive standpoint. And she actually faced off against the Sky team in the first week of June, and she had 22 points in that matchup. So again, she was able to exploit that young backcourt. So today, I expect her to be able to do the same exact thing. And when you look at some of the opponents that the Chicago Sky have actually faced, they've been able to get exploited against some of the big women or some of the taller players that they played. They faced the Aces a few days ago. Asia Wilson had 31 points in that start. Even against the Indiana Fever, the game before that, Aaliyah Boss was able to drop 18 points. This is what we've been able to see against the Sky, that some of the bigger women, the centers, have been able to score, and I just like the form that Tina Charles has been in. She's the second leading scorer on this Dream team, and I think she'll be able to exploit a young front court for the Chicago Sky today. Again, right now it's at 14.5, but I'm willing to play it to 15.5 as our third and final pick of the day. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 best bets, 3 winners for you guys. 2 in the MLB slate. We're going to take the Brewers on the first 5 team total over 2.5 runs. We're going to also run it back with the Mets on the money line, and we're going to keep riding that trend against them and left-handed pitchers. And then we're going to wrap it up in the WNBA with Tina Charles over 14.5 points. And like I mentioned, we do have 4 WNBA games on today, so I will add a few more picks in that sport. If you want those winners, click the link in the description, join the free Discord group, and I'm pretty sure I'll have a nerfy or something else as well for you guys in the MLB. All right, let's get to that cheddar, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video. Later, guys.